Hey everyone, it's Krystal here. End the unhealthy, hurtful, empty words of divorce. These threats that are being made in your marriage to get a divorce with this. You've gone to couples counseling. It's triggering. Things aren't changing between the two of you. You've probably read some incredible self-help books on how to avoid divorce, how to repair your marriage. But you haven't been able to actually apply them and get the results that the book promised you. And maybe you've done some meditations, you're working at calming yourself, getting a grip on yourself. But at the same time, this isn't changing the actual environment and health of your marriage. And it's deeply affecting you. In fact, it's taking a toll on your stress levels. You're so stressed out. You're worried. You're frustrated. And additional stressors make it even worse. Your financial stressors, the stress from the kids, from work, needing to take care of external family members. And you aren't really taking care of yourself. And this can go both ways. Either you're the person making these empty threats, or you're the person that's been on the receiving end of these empty threats. This video will help you. So what's happening is an irregulation of the ability to control self. And words hurt. They cut deep. They don't leave physical bruises that we can see, but they leave everlasting impressions in our mind. And it really, really takes a toll on the psyche. And maybe you're starting to distrust your partner, that these words are truthful or not. Maybe you're the person who's telling your partner this and you know you don't really mean them, but they come out and they affect the relationship. And we have to be very careful with our words. Our words carry power, and they're stemmed from our thoughts. The thinking capabilities that we have are literally moving your life into motion. And so we have to be very conscious of what kind of thoughts are we having that creates this pattern of expression of these empty threats. We need to consider that deeply. So what is incredibly necessary for the person who's dishing it and the person who's receiving it is to really get a grip on your emotional self, how you are managing your emotions. And this is not right. It is not good to do this in a marriage. And hey, I can openly admit that I've done it, and it does hurt. It hurts the person giving it because you know you don't mean it. And I've been on the receiving end of it too, and it doesn't feel very good. This is a sign of a very unhealthy dynamic. Getting a grip on your emotions of how you feel towards the person, but also how do you feel about yourself that's causing you to react in these manners? That's actually a deeper question. Is how is your life being affected by the way you feel to cause you to dish out empty threats of divorce? And because our words carry power, it's signaling to the powers that be that, hey, this is what this person might really want. And you will act in ways that may reflect that by withholding love from your partner, by maybe engaging in not so wonderful habits like excessive drinking, smoking, playing on the phone, maybe even a pornography addiction. These things start to rise up to, strangely enough, help us cope with our stress or what we think is helping us cope. But in fact, it's just numbing it out. It's avoiding what needs to be tended to. And it's causing reactions like this, where empty threats are said, maybe not meant, but said. And it hurts. It damages the relationship, damages the other person. And there's a lot of deep resentment that gets built up. And then maybe even extends further, where someone is so fed up, they step out of the relationship. They start disconnecting. There's an affair. Or maybe there's some emotional affair where they're sexting with someone or talking to someone and flirting. It seems like it's completely innocent, but it's not. And we're disconnected from this relationship with these empty threats emotionally. And that's actually what we use to connect with our partner. So if you're finding yourself in this manner of pattern, experiencing the empty threats, the disher or the receiver, I have something that will definitely help you at least get the gears in motion of working into releasing this, working through it on your own. And then when you are ready to get actual help, where I help guide you through your mind and find the reasons of why you're responding to your partner this way, why you're acting out this way with your behaviors, then get in touch with me, because these are lifelong patterns that have been ingrained. And many of my clients that I work with, we notice some patterns stem from childhood, where we maybe didn't get our needs met by our parents. And we felt like we weren't good enough, or we felt like we didn't meet the expectations, and we developed these unhealthy patterns of behavior and unknowingly brought them into our marriages completely innocently. But those are the things that we actually have to address to bring the emotional connection between you and your partner back together again. That's how we repair it. And we really have to get a grip on our emotions, because, thanks, Nick. We have to get a grip on our emotions, because then we do act out in ways that aren't serving our greater self, our vision of having a marriage, a family, living a life that we actually could love and reflect back on, when we're lying there and meeting the end of our life and remembering how we lived our life. We want to do it now so we can reap the benefits and rewards of it for the time that we still do have here. And it's not to sound morbid, but it's to make you aware that, yes, you can delay and prolong working on things, but you're just hurting yourself and causing more pain and suffering within your marriage. Get a grip on yourself now. Do it now. Stop the empty threats that are constantly and will continuously damage not only your marriage, but the relationship with your children and deeply the relationship with yourself. And get in touch with me if you're ready to embark on that journey. It can happen effectively and rapidly without years of therapy. And in the comments below, you will find my resource to help you kickstart this journey on letting go some of that anger, that resentment that's bottled up, the pain and the suffering that you've gone through. But when we work one-on-one, we can totally create and customize an incredible experience based on what your needing, based on what you're wanting, based on what your brain needs in order to make the emotional changes that we need. Because emotion always trumps logic. Remember that. Your emotions will always trump logic. So we have to work through the emotional mind to get us to the place that we want to be. And that's what I help you do. Hope you're able to get some value out of that today. I'll see you soon.